god, I look insane. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Caitlyn and I look a lot different. I went and got some lip injections this weekend. Just kidding, no I didn't. So today I took on the Bratz challenge that has been going viral on YouTube, on Instagram, literally everywhere, and of course I created Chloe. I used to love Bratz. I love them so much. I played the computer game, I watched the show, and I even had a Bratz birthday party. So I really did love them. So once I found out that this was a challenge, I was like, oh my god, yes, I have to do this. So I didn't really know which Bratz I wanted to do, but I know I wanted to do something fun, something creative, and not just a normal Bratz look. So I was searching on Instagram, on Pinterest, on YouTube, so many different places to find a good picture of a Bratz. And I came across this girl's page. It's Beast by Lizzie. Oh my god, her work is stunning. It is amazing. Here's her page. So she does so many colorful looks and they're all so different and unique. And the very first picture I saw of hers, this look right here. This is her and she recreated this Bratz. So that's her version and there is the Bratz doll. And obviously, as you can tell, that is the one I ended up creating. I have not seen a picture of this specific Bratz on any kind of social media until I saw her picture. So I don't know if she is the original creator of that Bratz look. I wanted to ask her and see if it was okay if I could use her name and her picture in my video today, and of course she said yes, so thank you for that. I was really inspired by the way she did her look, so I wanted to do my own spin on it, my own take on it, and just recreate the look. So this is what I came up with. I feel like I did a pretty good job on the eyes. The lips are just crazy. I don't even know what's going on. But with all of that being said, I had a super fun time creating this. So this was a very hard challenge actually. The lips are honestly the hardest part personally to me. Like Bratz lips are no joke. Like so if you guys haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that little bell right next to it to be notified every single time I post a video. I have a lot of videos coming. So if you guys are excited to see how I did during this challenge and how I created this, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I am now back and it feels like it has been hours, but I finally finished this eye and I think I'm really happy with it. I feel like it looks kind of like the picture, hopefully, but I really do love this. So now it's time for me to show you how I got this. You have to bear with me because this look is going to look a little bit messy and unpromising until we kind of start the structure and start shaping it a little bit better. So just stick with me and I promise you it will all come together in the end. To start off this look, I am going to prime with my Tarte Shape Tape like always in the shade Light. I'm running out of this. It's not a good time. I'm just applying this all over my lid. And I'm using my Morphe sponge to blend that all out. Okay, so for this look, I did use the James Charles X Morphe palette. And to set my concealer that I just applied to prime, I'm going to use the shade Face, which is just the bright matte white in the palette. And I'm going to use a Morphe M504 blending brush, which is just this really fluffy brush. For my transition shade, I'm going to go in with the shade Skip, which is this bright pink. I love this shade. To blend that in my crease, I'm going to use it on an M441 brush. So you want to load up your brush, and when you apply it, you want to bring it from inner corner to outer corner and kind of swoop it out a little bit, so that way we can get this effect going on over here. And you want to swoop it out enough to the point where you can use a makeup wipe and clean it up and you won't lose the pigment. You'll kind of understand more when I apply it. I always start in the center and then I blend inwards and then outer corner, and you can see how I'm kind of flicking that shade out right there in the outer corner. And this is what you want to kind of create. In the inner corner, I'm kind of keeping it really tucked in that socket so I don't bring it too far out on the bridge of the nose. You're just going to keep applying Skip until you feel like it's at the pigmentation you want. To blend blend out the top edge of Skip, I am gonna take Pinkity Drinkity, the light pink in the palette. And I'm gonna use that on a Morphe E17, which is kind of a small, fluffy pencil brush. I just wanna apply the tiniest bit of this just to soften the line up top so it's not a harsh, bright pink line. And then going back in with the M441 with Skip on it, I'm just going to lightly blend back into the crease. To start creating the depth in the look, I'm going to take the shade Love That, which is this dark maroon, pinkish purple situation we got going on. And I'm going to use a Morphe M506, which is just a tapered crease brush. It's really tiny and precise, which I really like. I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up on my brush at a time. And with this shade, I'm just gonna go in and kind of start mapping out where I'm gonna want my crease to be made. Again, flicking it out in the outer corner to make sure we keep that shape going. And this is where the depth in the structure of the look is really gonna come into play. Once I have the main line down, I'm gonna switch over to a Morphe M443. I'm gonna pick up Love That again, and I'm just gonna start blowing that line out and definitely making it more prominent in the look. And again, just stick with me because this look does get ugly before it gets pretty. I'm just gonna go back into the blending brush that had Skip on it with no additional product and just start to blend out the top of that line so it's not too harsh, but it's still there. Okay, so now once we have those two shades on, now we're gonna start making the cut crease. This part takes time. You need to be very careful with this. It's gotta be really precise, and you really need to know where you want to place your concealer because once the concealer is on, there's no going back. When I do cut creases, I use the Real Techniques Detailer brush. This brush has been a savior for me. It's so flat and tiny, and I just feel like I can get in every little crack and crevice in my eye. I'm also gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape again, and this is what I'm gonna use to create the cut crease. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and place it right on the back of my hand. So this part, I cannot talk at all, so you're just gonna have to watch and see what I do. But pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm gonna start in the center of my lid and create the first line of where I want the cut crease to start. And I'm gonna drag it down the inner corner, and then I'm gonna start creating that wing shape on the outer corner. Whew, now we can breathe again. So I'm just gonna blend out this bottom line with my beauty blender, and I'm gently gonna go over top of my cut crease with my beauty blender just to get a little bit of the excess concealer off. But the other product is a little bit harder to work with. I'm just gonna use a flat shader brush. This one is from Morphe. It doesn't have a number on it. And I'm just gonna go in with Face, the bright white in the palette, and set my entire cut crease area. Okay, so now once we have this all set and everything for the meantime, I'm gonna go in with a Luxie 215 small angled brush. And with this, I'm gonna go into Love That again, the darker maroon shade. And I'm gonna use this and trace along the cut crease. Once you have the shape down, you can start using the same brush and kind of flicking the product upwards to blend it out. Right after I do that, again, I'm gonna go into the M506, the tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to gently blend that dark shade. Now with the white on the back of my brush, I'm going to retrace the cut crease. Then that way when we put Flashback, the matte white on the eyeshadow, it will turn out a lot more vibrant like this side. Once the cream white is now applied to the lid, I'm gonna go back in with the flat shader brush in Flashback and just set that too. So now the structure of the eye is done, so I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe, and now I'm just gonna wipe away the excess product to create this really sharp line we have. Okay, so now that all the excess product is wiped away, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a wing. And for the wing, I'm just gonna follow the shape that I just created. And once I have my wing on, I am going to apply some lashes. And the lashes I'm using are the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. You guys know I love these. And I feel like these are very doll-like as well because of the smaller inner corner and the more fluffy, flary outer corner. So it really creates that almond shape that definitely the Bratz have going on. Right, so now I'm back. This is the eyeliner and lash on. So I did go ahead and extend my inner corner just a little bit in here. And now it's time to add all of this fun stuff. And with the same detailing brush that I have been using, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of extend my white to where the end of this extension of my eyeliner is. So now you can see that the white is just completely matched up to that extended point of the eyeliner. And again, I'm just gonna take this same brush and just take a little bit of flashback the white and just pat that on top. Now for the lower lash line, again, going back, using the same detailing brush. This is like our holy grail for this look. I just put a little bit more of the white on the back of my hand and I'm just picking that up and I'm just gonna place the white on my waterline. Once I get to this inner corner like this one, I'm just gonna start from the extension of the eyeliner and just bring it right up into the tear duct and blend it in. With this, we're just creating a new tear duct to make our eye look a little bigger than it actually is. Now the black in the lower lash line is super easy. We're only using black. I'm gonna go back into that Luxie 215 small angled brush and I'm just gonna pick up some black and I'm just gonna use this to run along the lower lash line. Now when I get to the inner corner, I'm not gonna pick up any additional product and I'm gonna go right under the new tear duct that we just created. Now we'll pick up a little bit more once you have the shape down and darken it. And as you can see, now it just really shadows that white so it really stands out. Just to blend the black out a little bit, I'm gonna use a Morphe E36. This is a really small pencil brush. Just picking up the tiniest bit of black and using that to blend out the lower lash line. Not a ton. Now to really give the lash line some structure, I'm gonna take my Morphe M432 brush, which is just this flat definer, and I'm gonna pick up the black and I'm just gonna define the entire lower lash line. So the last step for the eyes is to highlight the brow bone, and to do that I'm just gonna use the same flat definer brush and I'm gonna go in with the shade Canvas, which is the lightest shade in the palette. And it's just a matte skin tone shade. There is not much highlight on her brow bone in the picture, but you can definitely tell it's a little lighter, so I don't wanna put anything too intense. So the eyes are officially done. I'm super happy with the way they turned out. So now we just have to finish the rest of the face. But first, I'm gonna show you guys my brow. So my brow kind of looks the same, but I rounded out the front a little bit more than normal. So that's pretty much the only change to my brow. And instead of fading it from outer corner to inner corner, I'm just doing a solid brow all the way through. Right, so for foundation, this is no shock. Again, I'm using my Hello Flawless foundation from Benefit in the shade Honey. Today, I am gonna be using my Morphe sponge, which I absolutely love. Now I'm gonna go in with concealer and I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape in Light, and you really wanna brighten up the center of the face and under the eyes to mimic that doll-like appearance. So now that all of that is applied, I'm gonna go into my Anastasia contour kit and I'm gonna use the shade Banana, which is the yellow shade in the center. And I'm gonna use that to set under my eyes to kind of brighten, and I'm gonna mix it in with this shade I don't know the name, but I'm mixing those two together. Now I'm gonna set the rest of my face using my Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder in the shade Light. Now that everything's set, we are really going to chisel those cheekbones and really bronze today. So I'm gonna go back in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm gonna use the center shade to contour, and then I'm gonna use this shade to bronze. I use my Morphe M530 brush. It's my favorite cheek brush at the moment. And I'm just gonna go right into that ashy shade first. And I'm just using this one to really chisel those cheekbones out. As you can see, it will just give you a little bit more structure. And I am gonna take this around the temples to really shrink the forehead. And before I contour my nose, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze. So I'm gonna use that shade I showed you in the beginning to now just really bronze up the face. Just so my cheekbones have really good structure, I'm gonna take my sponge and dip into my Maybelline powder. And I'm just gonna let that bake there for a little bit. This will just clean up any mess that we may have made. You can use any brush you want. I'm just using this pointed like crease brush. And I'm gonna go into the middle shade once again, and I'm just going to go down the sides of my nose. I kind of flare my nostrils a little bit just so I can see like where the natural definition is. Once I do that, I'll go down under here to kind of give it a more of an uplifted look. And then I'll go right here along the bridge of the nose to give it that little button effect. I'm just gonna let this powder sit there, and this is what's gonna make my nose look really teeny tiny and small. Also, I'm gonna contour under my lip just to make it look a little bit more poutier. I'm gonna go ahead and dust off all of the baking I had done. In the picture, it does look like she has quite a lot of blush on. It's a very pink blush, so I'm actually gonna use this NYX blush, which is very bright and vibrant, and it is called Peach, but it looks pink to me. So this is the shade we will be using today. I'm gonna use my same Morphe angled brush. I am gonna go a little more heavy-handed than I normally would with blush just because we're trying to recreate a doll. So we're really gonna focus on the apple of the cheeks and pulling it back into the bronzer. And of course, we have to have some highlighter. So I'm gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Breezy highlighter like I always do. The Morphe 510. I swear, if you guys haven't picked this brush up yet, you need to do it. I don't know why you're waiting. The lips I'm actually the most nervous about doing. So in Lizzie's picture, her lips that she did are amazing. I don't understand how she was able to get her lips to look like that. They look exactly like the Bratz. Okay, so I definitely cannot talk during this part, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna go do this off camera, and when I come back, hopefully I have some Bratz lips. I can't even take myself seriously with how big my lips are. Definitely Brat-like. They took way too long, way too long. Brat lips are not easy to achieve, let me tell you that. And still, I don't think I have them perfect, but I've got them relatively close. I don't know, tell me how I did below. This challenge was, sorry. This challenge was super fun, and it let me play with makeup, it let me experiment with my skills and what I had, and I got to draw on some Brat lips. I know what I can get. Now I'm truly a Bratz doll with my fluffy coat like Chloe's. But this challenge was so much fun. I had a great time doing this. It took me like 5 hours to do. So it was definitely time consuming, but it was totally worth it because I used to love Bratz so much. So if you guys used to like Bratz and you played with them, give this video a big thumbs up for Bratz and for me. So thank you all for watching, and I hope this isn't too terrifying to look at. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!